And we're back with some more Hamilton Tigers franchise mode in FHM 11. And in the last one, we finished the Year 8 regular season, and we are currently 50, 24, and 8, which was good enough for first in the division and fourth in the league. And we are facing in the first round the team that we are controlling in an alternate universe, the New York Rangers, who still have Adam Fox. They have Mikko Rantanen now, who is 35 years of age. They still have Shesterkin, who is 36. So this should be interesting. All right, here we go. Game number 1 against the Rangers. Sim game will be a 5-0 New York victory. Who shots at 39-24 in favor of Hamilton, but they outscore us. 3 stars of the game. Shesterkin, of course, gets the shutout by Licia and Fox. First period, you have Rantanen on the power play for New York to make it 1-0, and then you have Pelletier to make it 2-0. Second period, Tomastik with the goal for New York to make it 3-0. And then third period, Pelletier with another one. And then Rantanen with his second of the game on the power play to make it a 5-0 New York victory. That is not what you like to see there. All right, heading into game number 2. And that will be a 5-2 Hamilton victory. Okay, that's more like it. They outshot us this time, 38-29, but we got the win. 3 stars of the game, Harley, Savoie, and Gajan. First period, you have Dane Bucher getting the scoring started from Harley and Murnieks to make it 1-0, but then it's Pelletier with his third of the series already, makes it 1-1. Second period, you have Harley with a goal from Bjork and Ryabkin, makes it 2-1. Then in the third period, you have Simon Nemec with the goal from Newhook and Lundqvist to make it 3-1. Rantanen with the goal for New York to make it 3-2, but then it's Savoie twice. The first from Adam Nemec and Harley, and the second from Simon Nemec. And we are tied at 1 in the series. All right, game number 3 will be a 4-2 New York victory. Ooh. Shots are 47-29, so we outshot them once again, and it seems the team that gets more shots, at least so far in all 3 of these games, is the losing team. 3 stars of the game, Rantanen, Marchenko, and Shesterkin. First period, you have 3 New York goals to start it out. You have Tomastik, Rantanen on the power play, and then Tracy on the power play to make it 3-0 before it's Marchenko from Bjork to make it 3-1 heading into the second period where there is no scoring. And then in the third period, you have Newhook from Juricek to make it 3-2, but then it's Rantanen towards the end of the period to make it the 4th New York victory, and they're up 2-1 in the series. All right, game number 4. Come on, boys. Oh, man, that's going to be a 5-3 New York victory. Shots are 41-24 this time in favor of New York, so breaks the streak that we had going on before of the team that gets more shots losing. 3 stars of the game, Maskanos, Nemec, and Edmonds. First period, you have Viggo Bjork with his first of the playoffs from Ryabkin and Marchenko to make it 1-0. Then it's Wilhelm for New York to make it 1-1, heading into the second period where it's Pelletier and Rantanen with back-to-back goals to make it 3-1. But then it's Newhook from Frundell and Simon Nemec, and then Adam Nemec from Harley and Juricek to make it 3-3. But then you head into the third period and Matt Rempe with the goal to make it 4-3, and then Adam Fox with the empty net to make it a 5-3 New York victory, and we are down 3-1 in the series. Not looking good. All right, big elimination game number 5. Our backs are against the wall. Come on, Hamilton. There it is. Simon Nemec with the first shot of the game gets the scoring started from Ryabkin and Marchenko. And there's another one. 2 goals on 3 shots. Romano with the goal from Farabee makes it 2-0. But there's a goal for Rantanen to make it 2-1. But then there is Marchenko with the goal to make it 3-1 from Ryabkin and Nemec. And that will about do it for the first. We're up by 2 heading to the second. Come on, boys. Give me one more here. Oh, boy. Eli Tolvanen with the goal from Fox and Terrence to make it 3-2. Oh, there's 3-3. Tomastik with the goal for New York. Makes it tied, and we are heading into the third period. Tied at 3. Come on, Hamilton. Come on, Hamilton. Oh, boy. Oh, Wilhelm with the goal. And is that going to do it? Yep, that'll just about do it. Edmonds with the goal with 2 seconds left, and we are out in the first round. Yikes. Shots are 40-31 in favor of Hamilton. 3 stars of the game, Vikman, Marchenko, and Fox. So it wasn't even just Sturkin in net this game for them. Let's see. Oh, man, Gajan. Gajan with the 871. After staying consistent for the whole regular season, he unfortunately falters during the playoffs. And Gustafsson actually did get in there for a little bit and had a 952. So the reverse roles of the regular season there. Point-wise, you have Nemec, Marchenko, Harley, and Ryabkin with 4 points. 3 points for Newhook, Nemec, and Bjork. 2 points for Savoie and Juricek. 1 for Bucher, Romano, Farabee, Frundell, Murnieks, and Lundqvist. 0 for everybody else. Yeah, really not ideal. That was not what I was expecting out of these guys during these playoffs. That was very underwhelming for sure. So let's take a look at the schedule and see what went wrong here. I mean, yeah, really, I think you can attribute most of this to Gajan, unfortunately, because it's not like we didn't get any shots here in this game. We got 39 in game number 1 and 0 goals. We did get some shots, but they may not have been quality shots. And then New York only had 24 shots, but 5 of them went in. Then you have a 5-2 win, which that was the one win that we got. Then you have a 4-2 loss, 47 shots on net. That should have been more than enough to bury a few. We only got 2, and New York on 29 shots was able to get 4. And then, of course, in game number 4, they had the 5 goals, 41 shots. They just dominated us all around in that game. And then in game number 5, they were able to get 5 past whoever was in net for this game. Was it Gajan? Yeah, it was Gajan. And I can't even really blame this game on the offense too much either, because we did get 3 goals. It would have been nice to get more, but I think the main issue here was, unfortunately, Adam Gajan. I mean, I don't usually like to blame the goaltender, but our defense wasn't bad for the majority of this series, and even our offense was able to at least put up 3 in games 4 and 5. And then with that 871 save percentage, yeah, I mean, I think Gajan really was the biggest issue in these playoffs, which is so, it's so different from his regular season performance, because he had that 911 and he was so consistent all year. I thought he was going to be just as good during the playoffs, but apparently not. So we go into the offseason scratching our heads yet again. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to afford Gustafsson. No, sir, not right now. 6.2 for 3 years is what he's asking for. And at 33 years of age, I don't think I feel comfortable signing that, especially with our salary cap situation being where it is. So we're just going to have to hope that Gajan's able to close it up better during the playoffs next year. I mean, we're going to have to find another backup goaltender regardless. Maybe that ends up being Ravensbergen. Let's see if he played it all this year. No, of course not. He did not play this year either. So he is just perpetually on the bench, I guess, forever. So it is really beyond me why Brampton refuses to use Mr. Ravensbergen. To be fair, I guess Bjork could have done a little bit better during the playoffs as well. Only 3 points in 5 games. I mean, that's not terrible, but, you know, it's not what I expect out of our 5-star player. I expect a little bit more out of him. So for sure, in terms of skaters, there could have been a couple of guys who could have done a little bit better in terms of what I expect them to do, but I think Adam Gajan was the real issue during these playoffs, unfortunately. And while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to re-sign Owen Hayden to a contract. I think I'll also sign Cackler if he doesn't want too much. 1.4. I'm not high on him. I'll just make sure he's tendered. Yep. All right. And the 2031-32 Stanley Cup champions are the New Jersey Devils. This is their 5th championship. Their last one in 2028. And the playoffs winning goal was scored by Adam Beckman. They went through Columbus, Philly, Ottawa, and Calgary. All right, now it's time for the NHL awards. For the Ted Lindsay and Art Ross, you have Connor Bedard now on Tampa, and he had 108 points this season, 51 goals. For the Maurice Richard, you have Mikko Rantanen on New York, 56 goals on the season, 104 points. For the Lady Byng, you have JJ Peterka, now also on New York. For the Bill Masterton, you have Andrei Svechnikov of Toronto. For the Mark Messier Leadership Award, you have Matvei Michkov of Philly. And for the Jennings Trophy, you have Travis Vanderswag of Minnesota. For the Hart between Adam Fantilli, Jack Hughes, and Connor Bedard, it is Connor Bedard with 108 points. For the Conn Smythe, it is Seamus Casey of New Jersey with 19 points in 22 games played as a defenseman. For the Calder between Evan Gardner, Max Penkin, and Oliver Sundberg, it is Evan Gardner of Columbus, the 906 save percentage and 3 shutouts in 60 games played. For the Norris between Matt Schaefer, Dominic Badinka, and Denton Matachuk, it is Denton Matachuk of Columbus with 58 points in 72 games played. And then for the Selke between Will Smith, Lucas Reichel, and Anton Wahlberg, it is Anton Wahlberg of LA with 46 points. For the Vezina between Connor Hellebuck, Antoine Proulx, and Jeremy Swayman, it is Connor Hellebuck of Anaheim now with a 919 save percentage and 6 shutouts in 67 games played. For the GM of the year between Tom Fitzgerald, Steve Stais, and Joe Sakic, it is Tom Fitzgerald of New Jersey. And for the Jack Adams between Nicholas Backstrom, Sheldon Keefe, and Sean Horkoff, it is Sheldon Keefe of New Jersey. All right, we are on June 23rd now, so let's sign some prospects. You have a lot of deadlines here. Torquay, no thanks. Charland, he's 24 now. I mean, I doubt he's really going to be doing much at this point. Yeah, I think I'll pass on him. I guess I'll sign Oberholzer. He's got the 3.5-star potential, but still a half-star talent at 22 years of age. Man, goaltenders in this game take so long. They take so long to develop. I'll sign Benefield as well, and then I'll sign Frollo for some depth, but I think that's going to be about it. And there was no other prospects that I was interested in signing, so we will advance here to the last day of the 2031-32 season. And here's our 2031-32 season summary. We reached the playoffs at a winning season, a winning percentage of .600 or better, and finished first. Longevity bonus of 7, meaning our total season score is 31. Total career score so far, 135. 6 available points. I will put them into tactics and motivation. Then we have a couple of coaches up for renewal, Sheen Donovan and Jeff Taylor. Taylor is our offensive coach, and Donovan is our skill coach. And then also Luke Richardson is up for renewal. I mean, he's done well during the regular season, that's for sure. But can we rely on him to take us far in the playoffs? The past 2 years at least, and may even be 3 years, I'm not sure, have been first round exits. No, you know what it was? I think this year, the first year we made the playoffs was a second round exit, if I'm not mistaken. So it was second round exit, first round exit, first round exit. Yeah. Then again, our team did a decent job as far as getting shots on net at the very least. It was really Gajan who just could not shut the door there. But I'm also wondering how much of this could be addressed by possibly replacing Luke Richardson. We would have to see what's out there for sure. I would definitely want the same offensive and physical preferences. Maybe if there's someone out there who has an aggressive line matching tendency instead, then we can go after them, in addition to having better innovation. I mean, the thing is, Luke Richardson is very good as far as his overall ratings go, so it's going to be hard to find someone to replace him, I think, at least in terms of overall ability. But I do still want to do diligence and see what's out there. Unfortunately, I was not able to find any coaches, at least not any head coaches, with the standard physical aggressive preferences. However, I did find Bob Bugner, who may be a good assistant coach, and if it comes down to it, a head coach. So I think I want to sign him. I'll sign him for 2 seasons. Another guy I'm interested in here is Martin Jelena. He's a 19 coaching forwards, 18 offensive skills, so he would make an excellent offensive coach to replace Jeff Taylor. I think 15 player management as well. Yeah, I like him as our offensive coach. Martin Jelena get on the team. So we're going from Jeff Taylor, who has good, great, great, and good, to Martin Jelena, who has excellent, good, great, and good. I mean, the thing is, right now, we don't really have too many prospects anymore. Most of our young talent now, at least most of the important young talent, is 24 or over, and I don't think the game really considers that a prospect at that point. And when Jeff Taylor was the offensive coach, he had a good for coaching forwards. So I will take the switch off of Martin Jelena being the coach who is most suited to a team who is looking to win now, you know? So I will reject Taylor's extension. Now, what about Donovan? He is our skill coach, I believe. Physical training is at 15, coaching prospects at 16. Let's see if we can find somebody better here, because I really am not pleased with the past playoff performances that we've had here. Ooh, Chris Pronger. He could potentially be a good defensive coach as well, but I don't think we need him for that. I would rather use him as a skill coach, at least at the moment, given that's what we need. 19 coaching prospects, 18 physical training. Yeah, he's the guy. So Chris Pronger, I will hire you. So we are going from very good and very good with Sheen Donovan to what should be both excellence. Yep, great and excellent. So I will certainly take that upgrade, and we will reject Sheen Donovan's extension. Now, as for Richardson, like I said before, I wasn't able to find a standard physical coach who also had an aggressive line matching tendency. I was honestly considering being the coach myself, but I know I still need to get tactics and motivation up there, at the very least to by 17, I'm going to say, before I feel comfortable with that. And then ideally discipline as well. So that's probably not going to be happening. I will do it as a last resort, but I think I'd rather keep Richardson if that's their only other option. All right, you know what? I'm having a hard time finding a replacement anyway, so I'll give him one more chance just because I can't really put much of the fault for these past playoffs on him. Mostly because Gajan really was not good, and that's not the coach's fault. If anything, we should look into replacing our goalie coach, if that's what it comes down to. But for the most part, we played pretty well in terms of our shots. At 39 shots, 29 shots, 47 shots. We only somehow got 2 goals. 24 shots, that was the lone game where we didn't really generate much offensively. 40 shots in this game, and it's not like we weren't hitting either. 19 hits in game number 1, 17 hits in game number 2. We won that. 15 hits in game number 3. Could have been a little bit more there. 27 hits in game number 4, and then in game number 5, 12 hits, but they also had 12 hits. And we also had 40 shots in that game. So I really, again, I think most of that series really just came down to Gagins. So I will give Richardson one more chance for 2 seasons, but we absolutely must make it past the first round next year. That is no ifs, ands, or buts. Must make it past the first round next year. That is the contingency for keeping Luke Richardson on our team. Seems we're going to need a new defensive coach anyway, as our coach, Todd Richards, has retired, and he was indeed the defensive coach. So, oh, right, there's also Bob Bugner. We could just make Bugner the defensive coach then. Yeah, there you go. I guess it's a good thing we snagged him up there. So we now have an almost entirely new assistant coaching staff besides our goalie coach, who I would say is safe for now, just because, Gagin had a good save percentage during the regular season last year, but we'll see what happens. All right, let's get a look at our roster and see what we need. In goal, we have Gagin, so we're going to need another goaltender. I mean, I guess we could call up Ravensbergen, but it's going to be a wild card for sure. I'm not going to bank purely on Ravensbergen since he hasn't played really at all since juniors. So definitely going to want to sign somebody out of free agency there. And on defense, you have Nemetz, Lundqvist, Harley, Lundborg, Juricek, Hayden, and Paininiemi. I mean, overall, it's a solid defensive core. I just wish we had that star power, And then at forward, you have Bjork, Ryabkin, Savoie, Frundell, Marchenko, Newhook, Nemetz, Eklund, Nadeau, Farabee, Murniaks, Romano, Vic, Bucher, and Benefield. I will send down Benefield. So really, we just need a backup goaltender. And if there's somehow a defenseman out there who is 4-star or above, definitely got to go after him, at least make an effort to acquire him somehow. And I think at forward, we're probably good. Unfortunately, we don't have much cap room to work with, though. We're already at 82.5, so we really have to be smart about how we spend here. Ooh, he wants 8 mil for 5 years on his extension. What about Gidloff? It's showing he wants 9 mil there. Yeah, 9.1 mil for 4 years and no movement clause. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't think that's happening. I do not think that's happening. We are going to need a backup goaltender, though. Okay, what about Yegor Zavragin? 18 games played last year with Montreal, 915 save percentage. Looks good to me. He, at least according to this screen, only wants 1.35, so we will do that. Yeah, I will definitely offer him this. I'll get him at 1.65 just to make sure he signs. Ooh, the upcoming offseason, like the one after this one, is going to be rough as far as player re-signing goes. You have Ryabkin, Gagin, Nemetz, Lundqvist, and Savoie as the big names. There's also Newhook, Lundborg, Juricek, Farabee, and Romano. Let's see. What does Ryabkin want? 6.8 effectively for 3 years. And he's currently making, what is that on his cap hit? 4.62. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of an increase. Lundqvist wants 9.2 for 2 years. Jeez. And he's currently making 7 mil, I believe. Yeah. And then Savoie currently making 5.28. He wants effectively 6.5. Simone Nemetz, who is making 5.6. What does he want? He wants to test the market. Ooh, that is unfortunate. So we're probably going to have to trade Nemetz. Either that or we hold on to him and just accept that we're going to lose him, but he does not want to renew his contract. And I'm not sure if I've ever seen a player change their mind from that in this game. Then Gagin wants the 8 mil for 5 years. Newhook also wants to test the market. Oof. Yeah, so it might be in our best interest to trade Newhook as well. Farabee, 2.7. I mean, that's pretty solid for him, especially considering he had 37 points last year and 90 hits. Yeah, I'll do that for Farabee. In fact, that's much better than his current cap hit. It's just a matter of 3 years that I don't really like. I'll try to take him down to 2. So I'll offer him 1, hoping that'll counter with 2. Okay, we did get him down to 2. He's now asking for 2.67 for 2 years. So I will now try to take him down on his price a little bit more. And we got him at 2.55 for 2 years. I will certainly do that for Farabee. Juricek, what does he want? 4.8, and he's currently making 2 mil effectively. Romano, I believe he's on a minimum deal. He wants 1.3. Not really sure about him, though. And then there's Lundborg, who wants effectively 4 mil for 5 years, coming off his rookie deal. Yeah, it's going to be pretty tight. It's going to be pretty tight on the cap for sure going into next offseason. So in fact, I think for right now, I'll place Newhook and Nemetz on the trade block just so I can remember that that they're not interested in re-signing here. And I think I'm going to just re-sign Ryabkin right now because, I mean, he's obviously a very important part of this team. 72 points last year, 78 points the year before. He's a solid first-line center, so we definitely got to hold on to him. I will start at 6 mil for 3 years, and we got him down to 6.25 for 3 years. We'll definitely do that. So just given our situation, I think we're going to simulate ahead here and see what happens with Zavragin and then Ryabkin and Farabee. And then I also want to see if we get any offers for Nemeth or Newhook prior to the draft. All right, Ryabkin and Farabee have signed new deals, and we do have 2 trade proposals. One from Chicago for Newhook. They will give us, Maddox Burke. 2-star ability, 3.5-star potential at 20 years of age. 6'5" center, 17 getting open, 16 faceoffs. Yeah, he doesn't look bad. Oh, controversy will follow though. Then what about San Jose? They want Nemeth, and they would be willing to give us Felix Latko. Get out of here. That is not a good offer for Simone Nemeth, but I am considering the offer for Newhook. The only thing I don't like about Burke is the personality of if he's on your roster, controversy will follow. But as a player, he looks like he could be something. So I'll continue to simulate ahead here, but I will hold on to that trade offer from Chicago because that is a pretty good deal. I'm just not a fan of that personality trait, so I'm going to see if something better comes along. St. Louis wants Nemeth in exchange. What is with all these terrible offers for Nemeth? No. All right, then you have Vegas, who is also interested in Nemeth. They want to give us Lucas Cormier, the 30-year-old defenseman. I mean, it's better than the other 2 offers for sure, but not the direction I'm looking to go in, really. I'll reject that. And time for the draft lottery. At number 20, you have Buffalo, followed up by Toronto, Detroit, Utah, Boston, Dallas, Pittsburgh, Seattle, Chicago, Cleveland, Nashville, Detroit again. Then you have Tampa, Portland, Winnipeg, the Islanders, Vegas, Florida, and then Nashville at number 1, followed up by Houston at number 2. Oh boy. Look at this. This is, yeah, this is unfortunate. This is really, oh man. Look at all these goaltenders, man. Oh my goodness. And this is sorting by potential. This is sorting by potential. There's only 2 skaters in the top 10. Oh man. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goaltenders in the top 9. All right, you know what? Let's just filter out goaltenders and see what the draft looks like without goaltenders. Yeah, that's rough. that is rough. Yep. This is I do not like the look of this. I mean, there is David Morgan, who's a 4-star potential defenseman. And then you have Ray Peters, who is a 1.5-star ability, 3.5-star potential center. And then I guess Devin McIlrath, who doesn't look bad either. I guess we will use the pick until human button here and see what is available for us. Linus Nielsen, I mean, he looks good enough. 1.5-star talent, 3-star potential. He's got a personality that I like. 43 points last year in 52 games played. Honestly, I'm not going to be too picky here. Nielsen, welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. All right, we're in the second round now. There is 2.5-star potentials left. Not really a fan of either of them, to be honest. I guess we'll go with Kiss here. Laios Kiss, welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. And we're skipping the rest of the draft. All right, Yegor Zavaragin has signed with us. So we have our backup goaltender. As far as our salary cap goes, we're currently at 84.1. So I guess we'll simulate up to the 12th, see if we get any more offers on Nemeth or Newhook. And unfortunately, that is not the case. That is a good offer from Chicago, but I think I'm going to say no, just because I really am not a fan of that personality trait right there. I mean, in terms of value, that's a very good offer, but I really do not like that personality trait. Oh, another offer for Newhook. Manning Troop, no thank you. And it's time for the Hall of Fame inductions. You have Ryan Getzlaf, Evgeny Malkin, Victor Hedman, and Jonathan Quick in this year's Hall of Fame. You have another trade offer, this time for Nemeth from Vancouver. Ilya Tomalin, only 2.5-star potential. I think we could get more. Another trade offer for Newhook. Ryan Goer, no thank you. Ooh, okay. Artem Levshunov is on the trade block for Chicago. Maybe that's who we go after in exchange for, I think they wanted Newhook, right? Maybe we flip them Newhook for Levshunov. And he's a righty too, so that works out perfectly. So Chicago, do you still want Newhook? That's not even gonna be close. Yeah, even with Levshunov on the trade block, this might be a bit difficult. So Nemeth, Newhook, the rights to Gastrin, and 2 first-round picks only brings it to a well-balanced offer. What if I retain on Nemeth and Newhook? Doesn't really make much of a difference. Oh, okay, they'll accept this. They'll take Tjarnland instead of the rights to, who was it, Gastrin? Yeah. So Nemeth, Newhook, the rights to Tjarnland, and 2 firsts for Levshunov. And if I remove a first, it becomes not even close to enough. What about a second? Yeah, it's got to be the first. It's got to be the 2 firsts. 35 points last year, 52 points the year before. 125 hits. He's physical. That's good. 145 the year before. He's a shot blocker. He had 318 shots 2 years ago. That's an outlier compared to all the rest of the years, but still amazing that he got there for sure. And I really like that 18 positioning, and he's really just very well rounded. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate we're gonna have to give up Newhook and Nemeth. They've both been really solid for us, but given that they both don't want to re-sign, and given that we should be contenders this year anyway, I don't really mind giving up these first round picks. You know, I'll leave one of them top 10 protected just to be sure. And also the fact that Lev Shunov is on a 3-year deal makes it all the better. And he's only making 5.4 on his cap hit. And that's basically what Nemeth is making right now. And he's actually better defensively than Nemeth is. However, Nemeth does have him beat offensively, but not really by much, because Lev Shunov is still definitely very capable offensively. So yeah, I think I want to do this. Yep, we'll offer trade and see what they say. And then obviously we're gonna have someone to replace Newhook. So I think for right now, that'll be Yagi. I think I'll call up Yagi, either him or Kazda. And Kazda should be, like, he looks like he's NHL ready, but he just wasn't very good last year. So I want to give him a little bit more time to marinate in the AHL. So I'll call up Yagi for now. Oh, there it is. Chicago has accepted our offer. Did I really need the retention there? Now that I think about it. Hold on, let's discuss this trade again. Yeah, okay. I did need that retention, but I did not need nearly as much. So we'll retain 10% on Nemeth and 15% on Newhook, the rights to Tiarland, and then the 2 firsts. So hopefully they still accept this. All right, thankfully the AI is AI, and they accepted this offer. That was worse than the original offer of Nemeth at 10% of his salary retained, Newhook at 15% of his salary retained, 2 first-round picks, one of which is top 10 protected, and the rights to Milo Tiarland in exchange for Artem Levshunov. Complete trade. There it is. Oh, right. Nemeth was one of our alternates, so we're going to have to assign a new alternate here. And I think that'll be Niels Lundqvist. He's been really good for us. All right, so we have finished the preseason, and we are ready to move into the regular season of year number 9. And this is our roster. In goal, you have Gagin and Zvragin. On defense, you have Lundqvist, Levshunov, Harley, Lundborg, Yurichek, Hayden, and Paininiemi. And then at forward, you have Bjork, Ryabkin, Savoie, Frondel, Marchenko, Nemeth, Eklund, Nadeau, Farabee, Murniaks, Romano, Bucher, Vic, and Yagi. And so with that, I will leave you guys off here. And the next one, we will go through the year 9 simulation with your Hamilton Tigers.